It is hot. My car says it's 106. I don't know how accurate that is. What was I going to say? I was going to say something clever. Oh, it don't matter. I didn't burn myself with my microphone today. I didn't leave it sitting in the sun like a jackass like I did the other day. But so this split that I'm doing right now seems to be working out pretty well. So it's push, pull, legs, rest, upper, lower, rest. So yesterday was a rest day. The day before that, I hit a PR on squats, doing 225 for 10 reps. So really enjoyed that. Super excited about that. So as far as chasing PRs, I'm trying to diet down. So I don't know if I should. I guess you just need to push it as hard as you can regardless. Because to maintain that muscle when you're cutting down, you still have to push yourself. So I guess we'll continue the theme of PRs. So like on doing squats 225, my PR with the supine press was 3 plates each side, 9 reps. But I've been debating on putting a 5-pounder on each side and just seeing what I can do from there. So that'll probably be the plan. That's the big part of the lift today is the supine press. Because on my last upper body day, I tried to do some bench pressing. And, you know, it's been a little while since I've done bench pressing, and I know my form was off, and I wasn't as prepared as I needed to be to really push myself in the bench press. So we'll just kind of write that off as a failure preparing to fail. And the next time we go, maybe we'll try it again. But right now, I'm really enjoying the supine press machine. It's one of those machines they've added to a lot of Planet Fitnesses too here lately. And they added it to my gym last year, and I was pretty hesitant about using it, you know. And that just goes to show you, don't be afraid to try new things, because you never know what you're missing until you try it. Because before, in my mind, I was always like bench press. But the more I've grown, the more that I've really come to appreciate machines, especially as far as, you know, just manipulating your workout into the way that caters to you. We all have different kinds of kinks and injuries and, you know, little things that bother us. And for me, my shoulder pain has disappeared ever since I've went away from the bench press and cable flies and been focusing on doing the supine press and cable presses. And that's just what's been working for me. You know, there's no perfect workout. We're all individuals. And the only way you can find out what works for best for you is trying new things. So I deeply, deeply encourage trying new things. Don't be afraid of a new machine. Don't be afraid of a new movement. Especially don't be afraid to ask somebody in the gym if you see them doing something about what they're doing, you know, form-wise, what they're hitting, things like that. That can be one of the best ways to find out new ways to do things. But anyway, it's push day. Let's get in there and let's get to work, guys. Don't make fun of me. It was tangled. Have you ever, something that gets on my nerves so much is when somebody puts on a seatbelt and it's twisted and they just leave it. Like, are you some kind of psycho? There's gotta be something mentally, you gotta have some mental issues if you put a seatbelt on and leave it twisted. Like, there's something else going on in there. Gotta do better, guys. Gotta do better. Oh, but I guess that's not why I turned this camera on, is it? So just finished my push day workout and it was good. It was solid. I didn't film every set like I've consistently been doing the last few workouts. So my thing is, I guess I could have just asked, but I like to be courteous with people around me. So if it's super crowded, you're not going to catch me filming too much. That's just me being courteous of everyone that's in the gym, man. You know, I know some people like to film anyway, but that's just how I feel about it. But anyway, I can't remember everything that I filmed, but I can remember how the workout went and why it went the way it went. So I was stubborn and I did not swallow my ego. I put 3 plates on the supine press and it felt pretty heavy and it fell a little off, but I was like, I'm going to put 5-pounders on it anyway. And I think I was only able to do 5 reps like that, which is, it's fine, but I like to get up to at least 8. It's just a personal preference, I guess. It's just how I train and what feels good to me. So anything below that feels a little off. So I did strip it down to two 45s and a 25. I popped out as many reps as I could, dropped the 25s off, and then one of the 45s on each side and did a drop set. And then I was going to move on to my next exercise, which was going to be cable presses, but I had to mix it up because the cable stacks that are close together were taken. A lot of the cables were taken. Like I said, it was pretty crowded today. So I went ahead and did a tricep movement, which was tricep press downs. I did not record that one. I did 2 sets there. And then I did shoulders. I did cable lateral raises. I did 2 sets there. And then the other cable stack finally came free. So I went back and I did my cable presses. And I think I recorded both of those sets. And those felt really good, even being not back to back with my supine press, you know. So that felt good. Did 2 good sets there. Then I did 2 sets of overhead extensions to hit the long head of my tricep. And then I finished off with some dumbbell lateral raises, and I didn't record that one. So that was the push day workout. Everything felt really good, and you know, I'm just excited about where things are going. Even though the scale's been messing with my head a little bit, I look in the mirror and my body composition is pretty solid. I think I may have packed on quite a bit of muscle over the last year, and that's kind of throwing the scale for a loop. But so when you're cutting down and you're trying to maintain as much muscle as you want, you know, we all have a calorie maintenance. Mine's somewhere around between 2,500 and 2,800, and I've been trying to hit about 2,200 a day. But the thing about teetering on the edge like that, it doesn't leave a whole lot of room to mess up. So I'm going to try something a little more extreme. I'm going to drop it down to about 1,500 to 1,800. And at the end of the day, if I'm starving, I'm going to have some kind of snack, whether it just be a little cup of rice, you know, a 1/4 pound of ground beef, you know, just be ready at the end of the day. Because I feel like not leaving room for, you know, any error, as soon as you mess up one time, it throws you off. But I got to make sure I'm eating enough to where I'm not losing muscle and I'm just burning fat, right? Or burning as little amount of muscle as you can, because it's darn near impossible to maintain all your muscle when you're in a cut. So that's going to be the plan for now, and we'll see how it goes, because I got to try something different, because I've been stuck in a rut for a while. So that's what we're going to try. But I appreciate you guys joining me, and as always, don't let that dreamer die. Keep the grind alive. and never give up on yourself. I'll see you guys tomorrow.